I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall.
I'm sorry, I had to as I was still up with the room. We hear your voice and then we see your face. People are like, nah, this is coming from this.
That's a thank you.
You're doing music and then along the way you get a walk. You like understand.
Honestly, my lifestyle doesn't help me. Drinking quite a lot, smoking quite a lot. And then I also realized, at least in the world that I was in, music, those that were outspoken about them, it wasn't really okay.
What are the things that like you look back that stand out to where you're like maybe question if you made the right decision? Change your lyrics? Was it like hearing about executives saying she's not sexy enough, she's got to remove some clothes?
I'll actually use an example.
Okay.
I think the moments where I felt like this wasn't the best setup for me was with your play.
So I'm excited because I get to have all kinds of people on here. Some of them I'm like, I don't know at all, but I'm just interested to know something about them. Some of them I'm a fan of. And today I get to be a curious fan because we have an incredible guest here. You have heard her music everywhere, and she's still growing, still rising, still growing. And if you're not aware, I don't know where you've been, maybe you've been around for something like that, but we got our girl Madison Ryan Ward here with us today. So I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm genuinely excited. So I'm like, we were just talking earlier, like, you knowing my music and you know your music, so that's cool to me when it's like a mutual thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm gonna jump this whole thing off with this. I'm gonna show you something, and I want to get your reaction to this. Um, it's a tweet by Anita. Like, what do you think when you see that? Like, do you see that often? Is that a thing? Is that just like that? Like, what does that mean to you?
I'll say thank you. I appreciate it. Cool. I'm honored. I'll be honest with that.
Yeah.
And it's not something I take lightly either.
Dang.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's funny because when you hear your voice and then we see your face, people are like, nah, this is coming from this. Is that like, we need to understand how this came about. And like, first of all, like, there's an elephant out there, elephant in the room. You sound soulful. You sound like, you got Lauryn Hill, Jasmine Sullivan, all kinds of stuff going on here. But when we see you, we're expecting, I don't know, Dua Lipa, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, like how does that work? Did you grow up listening to soul music? Like, do other people be like, bro, how do you sound like that? Like, what's the story? How did this come about?
Well, I'll just start with the first music that I knew was old gospel and church hymns that my mom played piano at church when I was little. When we were little, me and my brother and sister. And so that was, as a baby, she said it wasn't like how it was for my brother and my sister, but my room with my crib was the same room to play piano. So she said I was her music for baby, and she would put me to sleep and wake me up in the same room with the piano in my crib. So I think from there, as far as just connecting with music, it probably comes from when I was a baby.
That's crazy.
But, so yeah, that music, and then also My dad, when I got a little older, he opened up a barbecue restaurant, and the food was barbecue and wings. And so we had all the great blues, hits, and snares and music playing throughout the place. And that's my first time I was really into a sounds club. So I think just from that, come to that, singers I could tell there was a distinction with that versus other things that my friends were listening to, probably.
Yeah, were they tripping or were they like, what are you singing? Or like you cared?
No,
Okay.
no, I was just kind of put on there, like, this is what's good, you know?
Wow.
And I remember the priest like singing the song back to the guy that was cooking like preparing the place, and while I was working on the signs, like he was listening to Deep King, and Italian John, and James, and Hollywood, and like, Bonnie Raitt, so.
And you like 12 singing these songs in the kitchen with like,
Yeah.
I can just imagine.
Just cooking it up, yeah.
I can just imagine every game, they just,
Yeah.
you just going back and forth, like, did they encourage you? Were the people in there like,
Yeah. Well, one of them was my dad. I mean, that was the thing that when I was little, he would like have me stand on the fireplace and sing for the ghosts, or have me stand on the chair to sing the national anthem at the golf course where I was playing when I was like little. So, but I wasn't pushed into doing it professionally. It was just something I was just doing.
Okay.
And was happy about doing it, you know.
So, that's so, like, there's a lot of questions I have, but I gotta, like, tap into this a little bit. So you're a kid, like in your teenage years, or you still, like, listening to blues and soul and like?
Yeah, I think just by association, like being at the shop, at the restaurant, yes, but then also, I remember my sister had CDs, I think she was doing CDs, and but she hadn't sought them out herself, but I remember she had Miss Education, and, Anthony Hamilton, she had his CDs, and Joss Stone.
Okay.
You know, it was a lot of different people, but I remember just soldiers and they were playing in my house. And so I hear it down the hallway, like maybe you singing those songs, but it was something that you like, you know. So I think it just kind of seeped in, honestly.
What, did anybody think you were weird to like this type of music as a teenager?
No.
Okay. You know, Oklahoma, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Really? So they weren't like, but you probably still like what your friends listen to as well.
Not as much, to be honest. Yeah, I wasn't too big on what everybody else was singing or the girls at the time. I remember thinking, actually, like, not being ugly, I'm just kind of like,
It's not about them, I think.
yeah.
And so, when people like finding, were you like, because if you were my friend back then, like I would be trying to show you off or something like that. I was like, hey, you know, do the thing, and like do the thing, you know what I mean? Like, do people like want to show you off or like show it? You can sing so soulfully and so well, and I think it's kind of like I had a friend, his name is Tim. Tim, you know, is a short Italian kid. You saw him, you wouldn't think much of him, but I would always be going to play pickup games, basketball. Tim, he was like Allen Iverson, he was like Kyrie Irving, and everyone was like, what? You know what I mean? But it was so fun to show them off because they weren't expecting this Italian kid to just go off like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like people thought that when they saw you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had some of that, yeah. I would say, yeah. But it's funny because I think maybe there's something in there, oh my God, you know,
Okay.
or something, it wasn't too crazy.
Okay.
You know, but it wasn't, at least for me, music was something else kind of like close to the chest. Like I wasn't doing theater. I would do the talent show every once in a while.
Okay.
But it wasn't, I wasn't like singing on the hallways at school or something.
That's
That
cool.
wasn't me, so it's just.
It was your own little thing that you had going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you were acting. That's what I didn't know that either. You were acting volleyball, right?
I'm not going to take off.
Oh, you were like multi-sport acting.
Yeah.
what would be the best of?
I had to pick between all of them. College.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, I don't mean like that.
No, yes, you said what you said. So listen, you had a choice. You want the golf scholarship, the basketball scholarship, the volleyball scholarship. Like you had to decide. Dang.
Yeah.
I was nice.
Yeah, thank you. I was point guard basketball. I did the high jump, long jump, 400, 900, golf. I was they taught the young guy. I believe it was like 5 people that go out to the tournament.
Yeah.
My brother played golf as well. And so did that. So I kind of learned just from being around him. But yeah, I was planning on playing my fifth year at Oklahoma basketball. I really wanted to do that because I was playing basketball anytime in third. And I had a shoulder surgery my freshman year, so I had a medical restriction. So my fifth year was, I couldn't, sports. So I was really bummed out about that.
You were playing for Oklahoma. Okay. Like time out. Like you just threw that out there like it was not. What? Like you were nice. Why do you have all the gifts? Like everybody can't do everything, man. So you get all the sports, the music. Like what? It's like did you grow up feeling like I don't know, gifted, or were you insecure, or how did you feel?
No, I mean I felt, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
But
so you were arrogant.
no, oh my gosh, no. Where I'm from, that wouldn't fly. No, but I mean, I knew, I did know. And I really was actually like my senior year, I really was sad that I didn't, play or run. I think I didn't get to run track. Like I wanted to do more. I wanted to do as much as I could while I was there.
So did you when the music like come a little like somebody heard because you're a college athlete.
Today now
with somebody saying, nah, you gotta pursue this. What's that?
Yeah. So I actually wasn't planning on doing music professionally. I was planning on going. I was going to go overseas and play professional volleyball. And it wasn't until my second to last year that some other athletes found out that I could asked me to sing in our cafeteria. And I had just trained with some of our younger girls who were doing a workout here. And they recorded me singing like a snippet of a song. And they put it up on their Twitter. I don't even think I had a Twitter at the time. And it went viral. And they came back the next day and they were like, hey, you need to do this again. This thing went viral. And so we did another video. And just like that video went viral too. And then
Yeah. What song were you singing?
China Cold started.
What about rock?
Yeah.
So
that's kind of I guess, in college.
random. So what do you think after you go out there? I got something. Or like somebody like who's the person in your world that's telling you you got something?
Honestly, it was the response online.
Okay.
People in the community after school, because school, Oklahoma, like they have a sports broadcast as well. They kind of swept in and they were like, hey, we want to do a special on you and your music, regarding music. And I was like, it was funny because I was just working on every once in a while at home when I could. But for the most time, I was busy. I was playing sports in college at a high level and my job. So I wasn't really pursuing it. So it started to get pretty weird and it split my world because people started reaching out to my student email and started reaching out to my coaches and we're starting to get my games and so like, hey, you want to check the hotel that you're staying at and So it became kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually what was serious for me was the response once the videos got out and then it was highlighted because my main thing at the time was just playing volleyball and dancing and that's my. I was a believer. I wouldn't say it was where it's at now by any means, but I think college as a whole, just think I wish I could go back and change. Colleges are wild, some colleges are more wild than others, and that colleges are something, and they can get down, it's important.
And being a college athlete too, you got like your people around you sometimes. It's like, maybe I should do something different, but I'm not. You know what I mean? So in college, you are a Christian, but now you got to process. It's like star moment, spiral moment. And people are calling you home, people are reaching out to you, and eventually you connect with a legend icon. The person who is the co-founder of Def Jam Records, Jay-Z, Pharrell, I mean, Beastie Boy, like, I don't know, you name artists, and Rick Rubin has been behind them. How do you end up signing under Rick Rubin? How does that happen?
Yeah, so whenever I started out, and shortly after college, I started to write quite a bit. Just trying to find out where I could be sonically as an artist. And I was here in Nashville, but taking trips out to Los Angeles, people would fly me out. I'd meet with different teams, management teams, branding agencies, just all different kinds of things. And I was encouraged at that time that the first thing I probably needed was an attorney. So I met with some attorneys, and then I established a working relationship with an attorney out there. And he took the time, and he actually had a connection with the manager that I was working with. And it wasn't all I had was a couple songs. I feel confident about these two songs, these are two. And I met with those companies, that management companies, yeah, I actually wrote my first song that I released with him on that. And yeah, thank you. And so it was a really special time, and it was through meeting him and meeting the management team that he's a part of, another manager, John, and it was through his relationship that I met with Rick. He said, I have to introduce you to Rick. I feel like that was a good direction for you. Because at that time I was being courted by different agents and sort of so we went to his house and met him, played something. No, that's not his house. No, that's his studio. That's the studio house. Yeah. He had another home, which unfortunately it burned down in the fires. How many years ago? Not this previous fires, but the time before that. But yeah, we met with him. I played him those two songs that I had, and then he said he was interested, and he said he understood where I was trying to go. Sonically, I didn't really want to be a part. And that's how it happened. So he was trying to meet him while I was meeting other time.
You felt like, okay, this makes sense to you at the time.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm curious. Because you're young, you're honest and new. You're learning who you are as a person, as an artist, as a believer, and having to process all of that while making these like big decisions. And I did a joint venture with Columbia, so I was at Columbia Records, and it's interesting because as a believer, certain things are common in the world that you don't realize. Oh, this is just like this is how y'all function and the labor, you know what I mean? Like, whereas, I don't know, that just wouldn't be the way we would do things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm curious for you, like, when your eyes open, you're like, oh shoot, I didn't know this was gonna be like this, or like, what was your experience?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Um, my experience, I think as a whole was, there was so much more, and I'm so grateful for it, because I was like, the learning curve was really steep for me, and I was so green. Like you said, I was just like, it's like drinking from a fire hose. I was like, wow, there's so much to learn, to get educated on. If I'm gonna succeed at this, if I'm gonna be productive, if I'm gonna be wise. Um, so I guess I don't know how to talk. I don't really know how to answer that in like a one. This was my experiences.
Yeah, so many things.
It was so many things. Yeah.
What are the things that like you look back that stand out to where you're like made you question if you made the right decision? Were there things like that? Like I know for me, I was in a meeting one time and then I saw one staff member cuss another staff member out, and it was like, that's just normal. That was just a day at the office. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Or, kind of like hearing about executives saying, she's not sexy enough. She's got to remove some clothes. And it's like, you're like, oh, this is really going on. So I don't know, were there ever moments where you're like, oh, wait, did I make the right decision here? Or were you ever really made you think that way?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily, thankfully. I know I heard horror stories like that too, where women, young girls are kind of forced to, or they believe that they have to come off more sexy. They do a little bit of it, a little bit more of this or that to get attention. I actually have friends that I had established relationships with while I was working at that one store, and I was really sad about that because that's not something I was walking through. Thankfully, I think when my music landed, it was more just soulful and pop. I hadn't incorporated that element. That wasn't even how I was. So I think the moments where I felt like this wasn't the best setup for me was having so many other opinions connected to what was supposed to become of me. That's pretty dangerous if you actually yourself don't have your feet planted down deep on who you are, what you believe, where you're at. You're just trying to succeed. It's like, well, what's your metric of success? Because the people surrounding you in the industry, I think it's wise to just follow the money. That's usually their thought process is what's gonna people making a lot of money. So that was kind of difficult at the time to realize that and feel that and know that. But I also have respect for the fact that it is a business. So I'm not naive to that.
What is that tension? Because that's a lot of artists, like art, commerce, like how that works. Like, what was the tension for you? Was it like changing your lyrics? Was it like, what did you feel like? Wait a minute, I really like this. Or what do you think that was for you?
I'll just give you an example. Okay. My own example. I had worked with a producer, writer, and whenever I was out there, that was connected through somebody that I worked with at publishing company, and while working with there, we created a cool album, like a cool project. And it was kind of a defining moment, I think, for me, is that once the songs were collected and created and made and they had them, there was a lot of pride around it, and I was like, this album is pretty crazy. And I felt pretty strongly like this isn't right for me. I don't know if it's a right now kind of thing, but I don't know. And I made a call to him and just just told him, hey, I'm sorry, but I know spent the time, I know you guys, have invested your efforts and even money into this, and I don't feel like I can release this. And that was actually a really good moment for me because I think I need, I need to, I don't know. I think you can quickly kind of jump into someone else's skin and be what they think for you. Not that it was bad. It's not like it was like really. I don't think so. No. There was one of the songs that I did with them that really did feel like me. It's a song called Other Side. Really amazing guitarist named Justice West. So right now, so that was one that I picked out of the whole project, and I released that on the project, but I didn't feel I wasn't okay to put out just the whole project with them. I was like, I don't think I'm doing right now, but that was very kind of people surrounding me.
Gotcha. Yeah. You didn't have a time. You didn't have a sense of ownership over it. You felt like you were supposed to. Now, does faith play in that, or was that just a personality thing?
I think both.
Okay.
I think there's a combination, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the faith component plays into it?
I think even if I wasn't outspoken about my faith, the way that what I had been taught when I was brought up believing, whether or not I had fallen off a little bit or not, I think I have this caution, like more caution or something that I feel like people might not have. Which was a matter like, oh, the Holy Spirit. Like there were moments I'd be in places where like I think I need to go, and I'll be like, I think that's well. And then, if maybe just being an athlete might serve me well too, and being a Paul might serve me well. I'm thinking going, I feel like that's kind of, I don't, it was just maybe how I come off. I've been told like, oh, you're soft spoken and all this stuff. I think it's maybe like it's understood, like.
Yeah. Like don't mess with it.
Not like I leave with that, but I don't know.
I definitely know that my height at 6'4", my size and my stature has opened and closed doors. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that. About the
Hello.
That's very interesting.
Kena.
Were you wrestling at all? How do you this whole thing music artist? Because you were an athlete, you were D1 athlete. Like, were you wrestling at all? Like, dang, my athletic dreams are getting buried and I'm this music artist now? Or was it just like, nah, this is what I'm doing now?
It was actually kind of strange because my very last year that I was playing volleyball in college, I had a weird injury that was pretty serious. It was a weird pelvic injury that happened right at the same time as the music was like kind of opening up. All the doors were being kicked open for that. And so, I mean, I was encouraged by, or told by the doctors and the trainers at the time, like, this is a pretty, you could potentially have surgery and see how it goes, but really the way that you could heal from this would just be rest. And so it was sad. It was a sad time because I really did want to go and play. I really did. That was such a desire. So yeah, it was so beautiful. And we actually had an assistant coach from the team at that time who was encouraging me to do that as well. So I felt like, oh my gosh, it's right there. So I think that kind of like subconsciously, maybe I am supposed to be doing music. That's kind of what it felt like. It felt like a strange time for that to confirm that.
Yeah. I think God spoke loudly. We're here today. It worked out. You're supposed to be doing music.
Thank you.
But no, you got to fill me in a little bit because the timeline I don't know full timeline. You are a hard person to research. Let me tell you that. So I was trying to learn little bits and pieces, but it's like you don't do a lot of social media, like interviews type stuff. So I feel you behind.
Oh, thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, me too.
But like apparently like you're doing music and then along the way you hit a wall. You were like, I'm just
Mm.
like where is that in the journey? How does that happen?
Yeah, that that actually happened whenever I left LA. So
And then yeah, talk, before you go there, like, well, I guess take me through how you ended up leaving, and then like, yeah.
Yeah, so I had been out there, I was signed and working on a project and trying to find out where I would land sonically. I released only an EP, a small EP while I was signed. And I was out there for 2 years. And honestly, my lifestyle wasn't healthy. I lived alone when I was out there. So my friends, like I didn't really have like a circle. The people that were in my circle were people I was working with. And so I didn't really, I feel like I didn't have a community that I needed. I definitely didn't have a faith community. I wasn't even, I was like, what am I in my faith? What do I believe? You know? That's kind of where I was at because I was being challenged all the time. Um, and then I also realized it seemed like, at least in the world that I was in, with music, those that were outspoken about their faith, that wasn't really okay. Like, it was kind of like, hey, keep up to yourself, that's not going to appeal to the masses, like, definitely don't say Christian. You know, there were conversations like that, where like, hey, that would not be good. Like, you kind of keep your faith in there. Because that in particular, like Christianity, really is the one that would get the most heat. So I picked up on that and I was like, that's wild, you know? That's wild. So I think internally that created a lot of turmoil for me. I also, I was drinking quite a lot, smoking quite a lot at the time. And I think some of them pipes, girl. I know, it's a shame, I know, not anymore, thank God. But I think actually looking back, once I got up out of it and left, it was, I think it was more because I was figuring everything else out quickly and I was doing it on my own, you know. Okay. I have grace for that version of myself, you know, now. But yeah, so to answer your question, sorry. Sidetracked to I'm just curious. I'm just kidding. How did I get through leaving? Like saying goodbye online, is that what you mean? Yeah. When I was out there for a couple of years and I finally just was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. If this is what it feels like doing music professionally, I feel very empty. I feel very sad. I felt scared all the time, lonely. It just was like, gosh, this is. I also felt like not good. It felt like an energy of like not good enough because you're being told about what else is going on and doing comparisons. I mean, I was like, gosh, this is so weird. I don't like it. That's all I know. Just chalk it up as like, I don't like it. And unfortunately, I had signed a deal that was for a long term. But what happened was I don't know, it must have been just a lot of gumption that just kind of came over me, but I gathered a bunch of songs that I worked on, which I thought was equivalent to the extra albums that I needed to turn in. And I had a conversation with Rick, and I asked him if I could be let out of my deal. Because I was signed directly to him, distributed through Republic Records. And I said, I shared that same thing, like, hey, I really feel like I'm unhealthy. I don't feel like I want to do it like this for my life. Don't really know where I'm going creatively. I feel like I've kind of gotten confused. There's a lot of voices around me. I feel unsteady. Personally, I don't feel like I'm healthy right now. I can't remember if I shared anything about my faith. I don't think I did. I don't think I did because at the time I kind of wasn't. But I said, I collected a bunch of songs that I created, that are finished and unfinished, if I could just give those to you, could you let me out? And he was very kind and said, I understand. I'm sorry that this has been your experience. I feel like if maybe the couple years that you've been having happened prior to us meeting, maybe this would be a different experience for you. He said, I never want an artist to feel trapped. And he said, you don't have to pick a song to me, that's okay. And I'll make it happen. I'll terminate it.
Dang.
It was crazy. And it was just a phone call. And I was sitting in my car outside of my apartment, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. And I told him, thank you so much. Like, and looking back, I didn't understand the gravity of that. I knew it was a big deal. I knew it was a very big deal. I hung up, I cried to myself. I was like, oh my gosh, you got me out. It was like, oh my gosh. But at the time, it was also like, now what? Because I had run out of money that was advanced to me. So I'm like, I got a good job. Like, what am I going to do?
Singing the blues.
Yeah, I'm just going back to where you shot that. Dad. Here you go. Yeah, so I was like, all right, bet. So that's what happened. I realized that was a big deal. I sold the stuff that I had left out of my apartment, set on sale and everything. And I had it was a real come to Jesus moment. I was like, who am I? Like, outside of all this that has happened for the past couple of years, what is this lifestyle I've been living? I am not a hot shot. I have not made it. Where are my roots? What do I believe? I want to go home. Like, I was like, I just want to go home. And I went home. I drove back to Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah, and so went home. It was ground zero. And I was at the print shop catching t-shirts with my dad. He does screen printing. And I was catching shirts at the end of the dryer and just figuring it out. And really, it was a really, really low time, honestly, mentally. It was honestly pretty dark. Like because I went from like 100, I went from 0 to 100 and then I went from 100 to 0. So that was a very big adjustment, but it was exactly what I needed. And God was so kind and so right there with me through that time. But that was whenever I said goodbye online. I kind of made it dramatic, like, I'm out of here.
Okay.
And I permanently deleted all my accounts and said,
yeah.
I love it.
But it makes sense when you hear the whole story. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes sense because it's like, you have to die to live.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
It really did.
It really was one of those, I was like, you can take it back. Take it back. I don't want it. It was that conversation to Rick. It was that conversation with my friends, other producers, my family. Even, I had pushback. Once I got home, I remember my dad was like, what else are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I actually physically couldn't either because I was like really not doing well. Mentally, all of it took a toll on me. And it was also pivotal too as far as my lifestyle because when I left, I told God, I'm not gonna smoke anymore. I'm not gonna be carrying myself the way that I was or had been either. So whenever I stopped that cold turkey, my body reacted in a really, really bad way because that was a coping mechanism like regularly.
Yep.
So once I removed that, it was like, wow, I'm scared. What's life gonna be? What have I done to my life? I thought I blew it. Like, it was a lot of, I could feel it was pretty, I was gonna get attacked mentally, but God was kind and I'm gonna do it.
There's so much. First of all, thank you.
Yeah,
for sharing that, because that's powerful. That's powerful. Right. Like, one is celebrating, because that's really a lot of artists' experience. Like, and people don't talk about that side of it. Like, there's so many artists who are like, they're in LA, they think they're living a high life, they got it together, and then internally they're dying, they're comparing themselves to everybody else.
Yeah,
it's not working out, their song isn't taking off, or whatever it is, and they're just fighting, but they're dissolving inside. And I know this because I was friends with some of these artists, or like was on like the same stages with them. And I remember having conversations with A&Rs and product managers, and it, if I told, I mean, these artists are big.
Yeah.
Like they have hits, and they'd be like, yeah, so and so's depressed right now. We take them into the studio, or so and so's just like down. Dang, online you would never know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't talk about the starting over part either.
Mm-hmm.
So that's humbling.
Very.
Very. You back from LA? What you doing back here? You know, get your shirt? Like,
Honestly, I'm like, I have things.
That's what I'm saying. What are people saying there? They're like, no.
To be honest, I kept to myself. I was at home and I was at the shop. I was like,
not going outside.
Well, I don't know what to say, you know. Yeah, and then you couldn't find me on Twitter. So
right.
It was good. It was really good though, because on my drive home, if something popped into my mind as far as what job I would get, and I was like, you know what? Elderly care. I think I want to work with elderly people. Maybe that'll kind of get me back into the perspective of like, what's really important in life, and that'll help me, because it's kind of, you know, something you can do, and it's kind of, you don't hear about it much. And I have a lot of respect for people that do home health care and take care of elderly because they're doing it. That was one of the jobs I got once I got back home. And so I was going to visit elderly people and change diapers and shower them and make food. It was that. Yeah. It's very humbling. It was like, not only did I feel completely humbled by my own choices and like what I decided to do, it was like it was so good. It was so good. It was hard, but it was really good.
People would never imagine that is where I was changing grandpa and grandma's diapers. Like, so how does your faith start getting reconstructed during this time?
It was during that. Genuinely. It was during that time that I felt like God was like just right there and like very, very, whereas when I was in LA, there were so many times I'm like, God, where are you? What is this world? Like, this is kind of weird. I feel so disconnected. And then, I think I felt more affirmed in who I was and what really matters, what things last, what things will pay off in the long run, that you can't see, that goes beyond what's flashy and what's hot and what's money and all, you know. So I felt like I was like making deposits into, that's not why I was there. It wasn't me to make deposits, but it did feel like God used me. Yeah. So it was through that time, and then kind of evaluating everything with a sober mind. That's also my thing. Became a lot stronger. Just once I stopped, like
living unsober.
Yeah, honestly. Once I cleared up, I was like, wow, I could see everything pretty clear. So yeah, I think that dropped everything into perspective for me. And my mom, she spoke a lot of good, and my dad too, and my stepmom, and my brother, and my sister, like everybody spoke really, really strong words of life into me during that time. That helped me and reestablished me.
Well, I think it's funny because even though you would say you were lost, like not lost, like, but you were drowning in LA, it's still very like some good deposits that make you even be able to say at a young age, Rick, I'm not well.
Yeah.
You know, like that takes a lot. A lot of people wouldn't say that. They would just suffer in silence and try to like. But you raise your hand, and I think that's like step number one for anybody who wants healing, reconstruction of their soul, their lives. Is to say, I am not well. So shout out to you for that. Like that's a big piece of it. How do you how did you, to get back in Oklahoma, you leave LA, you're working, doing, caring for the most vulnerable. God is making these deposits in your life. Like, when do you start feeling comfortable creating music again?
Yeah, so that took some time.
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't trying to do music. I really was like, it's good.
Yeah.
And when I found out how disappointed I was to the people that were closest to me, I was like, well, maybe I'll reconsider.
Okay.
But it took a little time. And um, I actually, I think I got it. I never had a computer. I think I did. I already did.
You got computers on?
It's wild. Yeah, too. They got cell phones too.
Word!
Yeah, they're still clicking now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
What was it supposed to
You
be?
got,
Sorry.
I'm saying, how did you get back into making music? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was it. I started to try my hand at recording myself. That was what it was. Because prior to that, other people were recording me. I never was actually in vocal engineering myself. I didn't know the programs. So once I was by myself, I was like, you know what? I think I want to try and learn that. And then it just kind of took off from there. Because I vocal produced all my vocals. I record myself at home. And I really like that approach. I like doing that creatively. I can kind of come alive in that way if I'm doing that myself. But I think what happened was some friends sent me beats. And then I just was, while I was working on the job, like lyrics would come to my mind while I'd be like in between showers and diapers and stuff. And preparing meals and going on a walk. I was like, you know what? I said this to me today while I was taking these tutorials out. It was precious. It was slow too. It wasn't like, bam, here's all your songs. It was like over time that my next album was being formed.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, I think that speaks to the depth of the music now.
Oh, wow.
The staying power. Because a lot of people don't have, I don't know, if their roots on it. You know what I mean? And I think that's when we create the best art. Is when, like, it's not, it takes it's a process. Like, God's, the best meal is slow cooked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? God's just working some stuff out in you. And it's like, that's why we get what we get. When we're like, oh, God, where did she get, where did this come from? It's like, that was slow cooked in the oven. Like, you know what I mean? So how do you get from making a couple songs on your computer to like, all right, I'm an artist. I'm putting out music.
Yeah, that's a good question. What happened was after I was done, like after I was like here, I noticed as I went backwards to check, someone else had gotten a hold of my account or my name. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought if you delete your account, no one else can have that same name and could like act as you. And someone was acting like me and was sharing things like on Instagram as me. And it had to have been another God thing, but I sent a DM and sent a picture of him with my ID. And I was like, hey, this is me, guys around here. Could I please have my account back? And then they released it.
Hold on.
And then I got it back.
Talk about.
Yeah.
Was this like a super band or something?
Yeah, it was. It was one of those situations.
So they were just like.
They were acting, but it was odd because they were acting like me. Yeah.
So they're a big fan, but they took on your identity.
Yes.
And they were like, hey, just cleaning up the house today, working on new music, it's coming soon.
And it was some of that kind of stuff in the caption of like, this is what I'm up to, you know, and I was like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I asked if I could have it back. I mean, the account was like, there were hardly any followers on it, but the fact that was the handle, same handle.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary.
First of all,
yeah.
DM this random fan your license.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, God is with you. God is
That
with
sounds
you.
so stupid. Wait, I think I might have scratched out where like
I
the
hope
important
so.
stuff.
I hope so. Because, man, the fake Madison Ryan Ward is out there right now shopping.
I'm
You
dead.
better check your credit. Because it is going down out there.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. No. I'm pretty sure I was protecting myself.
Okay.
But I was at least saying like, this is me. This is the real me.
Yeah. So you take back over your account and then you're like, all right, let me give the people some music.
Yeah. But it was through, I was educated that you could get an account like on DistroKid or something.
Okay.
And I released my first single just independently. I think it was called Higher.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the one. That was my first one. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, that one, and then I did another one called I'll Wait.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of trickled them out. It was like while I was doing other jobs. That music wasn't my full time.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't paying the bills. No.
Yeah.
No, and I didn't have anything from the time before, from when I was signed. I mean, it was like, I'm working minimum wage. I'm saving up for whenever I can do a cooler thing musically, but I would imagine it was odd for people because the appearance online is like, hey, you made it big, and then it's like, where you at?
That's right.
Ik is nou live nou zo kunnen op die pad in. Zo wil je van je phone op pad.
It was good. It's so good for me.
Man, that's powerful, man. Like that's encouraging to hear, because that's a lot of my story is very similar. Like I was a cable man. I was in addicts. Like yes, writing songs and like no, they're serious.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's like I'm a cable man. I'm in the attic, raccoons and stuff up there. I'm like fighting insulation, thinking of lyrics. You know, but that's what I'm saying. God just starts working that stuff out in you.
That's
You
where
know
it's
what I
at.
mean?
That is where it's at.
Yeah. So I love that.
Me too.
Yeah, I love it.
That's cool. I did not know that about you. That's awesome.
But now I hustled a little bit, but I told the people at the cable company, I said, hey, I got a degree in, what do I need a degree in to work here? I got a degree in that. And I'll come intern on my days off and being a cable guy. And they were like, all right. So they let me intern, which ended up giving me a job in the marketing department. And that's when I learned a lot. But I still was working on my album. And then that department shut down and I was doing sales and I didn't know. They had me building databases. I didn't know how to do it.
Oh, wow.
But there was a girl next to me, she had a crush on me, so I would just cheat off her. Like, how do you do this? Okay, so I lived, it was bad, it was crazy.
But you made it.
I made it. So, your story is phenomenal, how you got to, it makes a lot of sense, like how you walk in such humility, the words are rich, what you're saying, what you're singing. Like it makes a lot of sense. And I guess when we listen to your music now, even the sound, like it makes sense. Like you're unapologetically, you own the sound that you have, and you're unique. Like there's no one like you. Like some people, you can say, oh, what about this? What about? Nah, you have your own unique lane, your own unique sound and style. Yeah, for sure. But you know, you're kind of blend genres. Like I don't know, what do you consider yourself? Because sometimes it's R&B, then it's indie, then it's pop. Like,
Yeah.
are you just an artist?
Yeah, when people ask me, what do you do?
Yeah.
I usually just start by saying it's soulful.
Okay.
I'm like, it's like soul, R&B-ish. I usually say with some gospel undertones.
Okay.
Now I say that, you know, but that doesn't mean I have to have a song where there are gospel undertones. Like I think that's something that I kind of learned too, was when I reapproached music, people coming at me because I was sharing about my faith. They were like, oh, so you're doing this Christian, like, so is that the lane that you're trying to be in? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess if you put me there, like, yeah, if I can get that lane, cool. But I'm not like trying to keep myself where that's all that I get to say. I feel like a Christian is like, that's what you believe. Or whatever belief that is. But I don't tell if that's what you believe.
Come on, man. Talk.
Wat zijn de differences?
Because
Lekker man.
like if I say,
Wil je iets dat ik voor?
I am a Christian,
Yes.
but
It's been a tough week with the quiz.
I'm not playing Christian basketball.
What you want to
Like,
do?
you know what I'm saying? But the Christianity
Your arm, you don't know where.
of the craze is gonna bleed out.
You must know where now.
You're gonna see evidence of my faith. I'm out here. You're
So when we
you're
here?
there, sister. Keep going.
No.
But no, I'm just
There's a lease
saying,
pain there.
maybe I won't be arrogant. Maybe I won't be.
Oh, damn,
maybe
doesn't
I'll be
matter.
more patient. Like you'll see the evidence of my faith, but
Yeah.
like, or maybe I will write a scripture on my
This
faith.
size will
I
be
don't
good.
know.
That's good.
You know, I don't know, but that's how I feel about the music.
How big? This size.
I'm worried about
This one?
I really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked
That-
up on that.
This one was the other one.
Yes.
You see the thing is that? Yeah.
I think
That one will be suitable for you. For party, because not,
Not gonna be nice when you
it's too big. Yeah, it's okay. It's too big.
Maybe that's why they're,
You see,
I guess they're not
there is so much,
Christian
but
language or not like the Christian quote unquote backing, but like that's representing exactly where they are, like they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I think there's certain people who,
only butterfly.
some Christians, I feel like they make music from the church for the church.
Yeah,
Some of us make music from the church to the world. And some of us make music from the church to everyone, right? So there's like, some people are like elevation, and it's like, it's from the church for the church. But then there's some people who are from the church to the world, where it's like, that's a believer. But the whole world is listening to this content and like, hey,
Thanks,
that
Seth.
really
I still owe you.
is that perspective
Ne?
that
But don't worry.
sure.
you know, and then I think there's some artists who, you know, like yourself,
Yeah, man.
the world is listening, the church is listening, but everybody's sitting back saying, if this is what Christians can sound like, this is fire. You know what I mean? Like, I actually want to read you a tweet.
Okay.
Another tweet.
Okay.
Because I think it, you know, this young lady says, Madison Ryan Ward really redeemed my idea of Christian music. I love her work. And I'm curious, well, first, I want to hear what you think about that.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that's beautiful. I'm like, wow. I'm super honored to hear something like that. And I feel, that's really humbling.
He's stuck under your.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, to know that what I've
Thanks, eh.
walked through, what my experiences have been, which are different from that woman or guy's woman's, you know, like just the fact that my interpretation or my experience of God's kindness in my life toward me, His protection, the redemption too, like in song, that coming out, and then the response being that someone's really connected with God, and it been like in a different
does
way
ice.
where it's like strengthened them.
You sure it's
where
fine,
been a go-to. Like there's a song that they're singing over themselves that came from. I just think God's amazing with that. Like it just goes to show how cool God is, really.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I love it because to me, your music is going where other people's music hasn't gone. Like when you can alter people's perspective, they were like, but I didn't know they could do that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a beautiful testament because that's how big God is. It's where you look at God and you're like, oh, God does that. You know what I mean? Like when you see something get redeemed that you didn't know could be touched, and it gets touched and you're like, whoa. And I think that's what your music does, honestly. It's like, unfortunately, people don't expect it to be that good, that creative, that rich, because, you know, Christians don't have the best PR. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just get a pat on the back. Oh, baby, love Jesus. Good job. Good job. But it's like your music is really good, and the church needs to hear it, but the world as well needs to hear it. You know what I mean? So that's my little. I'm off my soapbox.
Thank you.
Before we get up out of here, you know I go underwater with people, so it's the deep end.
Okay.
So we take people a little bit under the water. All right. So start light.
Okay.
Start light. Your life is busy now. Traveling, touring, recording, working on the music probably now. How do you find time to just connect with God while you're in the midst of all this stuff you got going on these days?
You know, I like incorporating my prayer time and my actually focusing like hyper focusing on scripture when I'm working out. That's something I've been kind of trying to do more recently. I'm trying to get back in volleyball shape, like how I was in college. But yeah, if I can incorporate that into just something else, it helps me. Yeah, I would say that.
That's good.
It helps me. And then I also, I also like weave it into whenever I'm creating, like I do mixed media art and design and other things like draw and paint and stuff. And so I think that it's kind of in that too.
You're just an artist.
Yeah.
Random question.
Yeah.
Are you still nice on the court?
That's what I have to see.
I'm not getting out here. I'm not hurting myself.
Really? Do you not play?
I quit. I retired. What was it? Last year was my last time playing basketball. I believe it was some university. I can't remember. Went on the court. Felt like I had a good game. By the time I got off the court, for the next 6 weeks, I had a boot on.
No way.
So I'm done. I have a career, people. I can't be walking around injured, okay?
Yeah.
My body says,
Yeah,
that's it. But I see my friends tear ACLs and MCLs because they're getting old. We just get old, Madison. So we can't do what we used to do. Not you, us, me and my crew. So that's all I'm saying.
Man.
What is God teaching you right now? Like, what do you feel like, man, this is what God is teaching you this season?
Yes.
Dang.
Hey, politie, wij zijn hard op, jong.
Underwater.
Lekker goed over.
You know what I'm saying? What are you teaching you? What lesson are you learning out here in these streets?
Zo. Relax wel. No?
I don't want to
Pull
make
it back.
something up.
Okay, so-
I'm not trying to make something up,
Yeah.
but
No,
I'm like,
make nothing up.
what happened?
Hoe zijn je vlammen?
A better question is like, what kind of season are you in? Are you excited?
Lekker vlammen, lekker
Are you
boeta.
Yeah.
Anxious? Are you like struggling? Are you like, what is God like showing you in this season of life? Like, where are you at right now? Madison,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. To be honest, it's actually really hard. I've been feeling,
Hier, joh.
I've been really anxious.
Nee, brother. Hoezo mijn lijf is aan jij, no?
Right now,
Wil je nog een monetize, brother?
my team and
Kun ik aan jij is?
just
Nee,
going
mijn
forward
bro,
what's
wacht.
next, 'cause I'm
Het is
planning on
jij.
doing
Ja.
a tour coming up this fall,
Gaat
just
zo.
a run, and then I'm working on my third
Oké,
album
jongen.
right now.
I always
So I think
knew
with
you
some
were a
changes,
hater.
like my body's been like responding, just feeling really overwhelmed. So with that, if you're really overwhelmed for too long, you start to feel depressed. So it's been a combination. Like I know it presenting today, I'm like, oh, good, like, we're laughing, it's all good. But it actually has been pretty hard. So
Yeah.
I think
Hoe ben je nou toe?
God's just been encouraging me that it's gonna be okay. That it's gonna be okay and that He's with me. It's beautiful. I think it's the fear that starts.
Yeah, oh, flamey
That's
boy.
like, where does it come from? You know, but
It's an anxious generation right now.
Yeah.
I hate that.
seriously,
And I
okay.
honestly, I don't even like speaking. I don't like being like, yeah, I'm anxious like everybody else. Like that's not. I kind of want to be
Yeah,
careful with
did
that
it.
because I don't want to
I'll
meet.
take for
I
you.
don't want to put too much like.
May lang klase sila
I don't think that's the case. I think you actually take power away.
Yaman,
Okay.
nagkamasyo di
You know
siya.
what I'm saying? Because then it's like saying you know how to go to God and say, this is what I
Naar
need.
Deense dan
Help, healing, deliverance. I'm not hiding it. I'm saying, look, this is where I'm at. You know what I mean? And all I'm saying is Rick Rubin is very kind, but God is kinder. So you go to God like you went to Rick. I'm just saying.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. Like, Rick, you the man.
That's good.
But all I'm saying is.
That's good. You know what? It's actually kind of cool. This is a nod to Rick. But whenever I was finding my way and creating a lot with different people, because I was working with so many different people all at one time. I collected a lot of that music and went and played it for him, just to kind of get we had like a listening session. And he encouraged me and said, and I don't know really where Rick is today. I hope it's Christ, you know. But he encouraged me and said that.
Ik heb van hier toch na einde toe vakantie. Ik wil ja live gekarret op onder muziek.
And this was whenever I wasn't really.
Om ze continu zo. Zo steeds het dus.
That really encouraged me. I was like, oh, dang, that's cool.
All I'm saying is, boys in the mix. I don't know. All I'm saying is, hey, I honestly think, just hearing you say, I relate to a lot of what you said, and if I could give you my advice in the season that you're in, is like, God is at the helm of it all. Like I told I went through just a season of depression, darkness, anxiety.
Yeah.
And as I was coming out, I was like working on my restoration album. And
which was amazing.
Oh, God bless you. But I was coming out of that dark place, and I was like, are they going to receive this album? What is going to happen? And I remember just calling out to God in the shower, just saying like, Lord, help me, because I want the album to do well more than I want people to be healed.
Wow.
And I was like, get that out of me. You know what I mean? Because I was more anxious about, I've been gone, I got this, I've been through all these problems, and it's dark, and if it doesn't do well, then it just proves I'm done, and just all these thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then over time, God just encouraged me.
Deze auto's lekker rijden.
I'm going to bring some healing.
Deze auto's lekker rijden.
And whether it does well or not, there's going to be some healing.
Eerder is het something, in Spotify.
And over time, I started getting more excited
Hij ligt
about
Spotify,
that
ne?
part of it.
Hij ligt jonger, ne?
I'm just going to try to...
Lekker niet jong voor jou.
So I would say, like, God's going to do something with what he's going to do, he's going to do.
Nee, dat is jonger.
Gotcha. You already did. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did
Oké, ja, is het waar goed.
You guys enjoyed this episode of The Deep End. This episode is brought to you by the Amazing Life Foundation, and I've worked with this team for over a year now. They've helped me produce the show. Since the beginning, Amazing Life's mission is to help people grow and flourish through high quality content, and I just want to thank them for making this show possible. Now, back to the podcast. And I've only done this one other time. But I gotta do this. I gotta ask this.
Maar kaya na nooit live kay man like kaya nooit kay may
Give us
live
something to ask it. What you want to give us? Something new, something old, something hot, something cold. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I just wrote a song.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be my goosebumps.
Okay. I was so loud to be here.
Okay.
I'm act like I'm really cold. Let me
The powerful and the wicked.
Yun daw ay
Oh, yeah. I can do all that. All right.
bro.
Y'all sit down, float in.
Oh, later. Pringgit ko bro. Baka naman tayo.
Alright, here we go.
Okay.
Ay, like tama man.
It feels gone to me, so I feel just wrong.
Ay, Andy Round.
My enemies
Ay, share mo din sa So keep me in your mirror. Very soon.
It feels gone to me, but I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall.
Kung nakakilya ko
Still
na
standing
harap.
tall. I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall. I'm still standing tall.
I'm sorry, I had to. I was scared. Holy Spirit. You need me on the background.
Hey,
Eh, sino di trusted di pop and R&B pat guardo.
Running all over the place,
bro.
like just effortless, like that's stupid.
Pat
That
guardo.
don't even make sense. You wasn't even trying. You just like, I'm doing all this stuff. Still standing tall. Amazing. Phenomenal. I'm a fan. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you being here, grateful for your presence.
thank you. Thank you.
Honored,
Likewise.
excited for what's coming.
Thank you. I really
Spartu.
appreciate you.
Parlam
Being
supis.
here, and I also am so
Parlam
grateful
supis.
for you being here and what you mean. Not just to me, people like
New source of flames.
really, really special, and I really appreciate it. It's cool.
So
No, kung mo sa makikita flame, lounge
All
open.
right, you're my contract.
Aman tuwe, sir.
I gotta let you one stop.
Hey, that's right.
I appreciate that. That's love.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Ne? Een differentie zei dat waren jeugdzame.
You had a line about the bar, kind of went over some people's heads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So can you break that down?
Yeah, because I feel like
Hij is een rubberkaas van Ayman.
Jacob, if we
Hij
say
helpende hand.
Bethel, the bezels don't matter. Some Jacob matter. Some.
Jacob the jeweler, I kind of.
I think
Sila
one
pa
thing
yun,
you have to
bye-bye.
have a framework of my approach to creative writing in general, which is like I started doing this as a poet. You know what I'm saying? So having a poet mind means that I might not be saying a really coherent idea. I'm putting together different things and ideas that give you a big picture, right? So, but I'm also layering stuff. And so, for example, I think to say, these centers we mentioned in bezels, I bet it is Bethel. Okay, so bezels meaning like they putting all their energy in what they have and luxury items, et cetera, et cetera. Bethel we know is in the scripture where Jacob meets with God at Bethel, and so that's when I say that Jacob is daddy, meaning I just said Bethel, now I'm talking about Jacob who met with God, but Jacob the jeweler is also a jeweler. So I'm connecting these ideas of, yeah, they love money, they love that, but at the same time, they don't love God in the same way that Jacob did, or something. Then the latter don't matter, meaning latter as in what I just said doesn't matter, God, but the latter, because Jacob met with God and he saw the latter, don't matter.
Yo,
So
you
the
just,
latter,
I just caught the ladder part.
the latter don't matter. But also the latter don't matter. Because
Nah.
Jesus said like, you will see the Son of Man with the angels ascending and descending. Like he was Jacob's ladder. And so it doesn't
Man.
matter to y'all. It's so exciting. It's so fun. It's fun.
Nah, yo, you different.
It's fun.
You are different. Like, do you? Hold on, time. I hear what you're saying. It's fun. Like
It is.
I get it. I hear what you're saying. I am a student of hip hop. I love hip hop. You gotta acknowledge you're a little bit of a mute.
I think I'm just a weirdo.
You different.
I think it's a gift. It's a grace. So it's something I receive. But I'm just communicating how my brain works. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how my brain works.
Yeah.
And so I just am thankful that y'all give me space to be weird on these songs. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I just caught that now. It's my song. I just caught that today.
Yeah.
So, like, like when you're doing me, because when we see you, there's so many compartments to you. You like diamond, multifaceted, right? But you're one person. When we see you as a theologian or a speaker, communicator, like what is your aim with the music?
So I think it's two aims. One, I really enjoy music. I sincerely enjoy it. Like when I was growing up, I used to listen to music all day long. I would go to sleep to music. I would write songs. I would sing. That just was my thing. So a big part of music for me is the enjoyment more than anything.
Okay.
I think music now, I think there is a strategy involved where it feels like this is another opportunity to help people think well, but also give people music that doesn't mess up their conscience but feels good. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we talked about this before. It's just like, I like ratchet music. I like music that feels good. I like that. But it's like, so much of that sound has been hijacked by people that don't love the Lord. And so it feels like I don't want to just say, hey, guard your heart and your mind by what you listen to and not give you an alternative.
Yeah.
So I think it's that. I love to do it, and I think it's necessary.
I guess I think that there's opportunities. Historically, there was lots of opportunities to be a teacher in the music, like didactic teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think this era, this generation, it's not like it's more passive listening sometimes.
They want vibes.
Right, yeah. It's vibes all day. So how do you approach music knowing that it's like they want, like, it's like you're such a teacher, a great teacher, but then like people are like, I want vibes. Like, you still find ways to weave in teaching.
I mean, I think it's also knowing yourself. I'm gonna give you vibes in the way that I was created to give you. And so I can't mimic and don't want to mimic Future. I can't mimic and don't want to mimic Gunna. They have a particular skill set and they do their skill set as well as they can. What I can give you is what I can give you. And so I think when you come to my music, even with the next album, you get both the best vibe I can do with my skill set and like even when you listen to practice or you listen to first draft, I'm still teaching.
Yeah.
I'm just teaching on top of a sound that doesn't make it feel as teachy as it actually is.
Right.
So I just talked about Jacob's Ladder, and now you gotta Google it.
So my question is then, do you want people to do that? Do you want them to like parse your lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not that's not in the forefront of my mind. Again, I'm only writing according to the way my brain works. But I'll never forget. I will never forget when I first started listening to Christian rap, and Flame had a song where he talked about what's that, Zacchaeus, and he was rapping about it, and I didn't know anything about the scriptures, like nothing about the Bible, and so I was like, who is Zacchaeus? And I remember Googling it and then finding out about the story that through running into a tree and asking Jesus, like da. And I think those moments are discipleship. They are like giving people little nuggets and pieces of scripture or theological ideas that make you work. Because I am very anti-intellectual laziness. I am. And so I want you to work.
Okay.
And that's okay. And if you don't want to work, then I'm not the artist or the teacher or the communicator for you.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when I listen to your teaching, I don't know, to me you are, some people are like an inverted megaphone. They say a whole bunch of things, but only this much comes out. It's like, you just spit a whole bunch of information in there, and all we got was a little bit. Like, yours is a real, it's like you're saying something very honed in, thought through, specific, but it still is able to connect with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, is that a skill? Is that a grace? Like, when I think about the conference with the Acts 242, it's almost 8,000 people in a room, and largely because they can connect with what you're communicating. They want to hear about Jesus, but these are not like, not to say everybody wasn't a scholar who showed up there. But it's not a room full of scholars, and it's like you're common people, but you are scholarly. So how does that work?
Well, I think there are different methods to different communication styles.
Okay.
Right? So with a song, I think there's room for a song to be a little more complex, maybe. One, because the beat, I think, assists your brain in a way. Two, songs are meant to be repetitive. And so you're going to listen, if it's 2 minutes, you're going to listen over and over and over and over. Versus a sermon. A sermon, I want you to understand. I want you to get Jesus, and I'm not primarily after the mind, but also your affections. And so how I communicate in a sermon means there does need to be depth, but there needs to be depth with clarity, because without clarity, people miss Christ. And so I think I see, whether it's poetry, that has a different strategy. Sermons that has a different strategy. Music has a different strategy. They're all communication, but they all require different approaches. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference.
And is this like work, or is this like how much of this is just years of practice versus, I don't know, gifting that you honed?
I think it's both. I think it's love to a certain degree, where it's like you want to. If I've been gifted with communication, I want to go grow in communication in all the arenas that God has given me to steward. I think it's also practice, knowing like how best can people receive truth or exhortation or whatever through this medium.
Yeah.
And so I just think it matters. And sitting up under good communicators, you know what I'm saying? Watching and paying attention to how Martin Luther King communicated. Watching and paying attention to how Alistair Begg communicates. Watching Tim Keller, his affect is actually so underwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to Tim Keller, like, you would be like...
My wife, you fall asleep when I listen to Keller songs.
But when you listen to Tim Keller, it is the most profound but plain articulation of biblical truth that exists. So I learned from everybody. The born people... What?
It says Spurgeon was born.
Really?
No, not born. I'm talking, it wasn't Spurgeon. It was, now I forgot his name. No, he was a Prince of Preachers. He read his sermon. The guy that, Jonathan Edwards, I think it was. Maybe Jonathan Edwards.
I can see that.
Yeah, said he was born.
I don't know why I can see that. I can just see it.
But that's interesting. Like, when there's so many questions I have. I'm kind of fascinated at this. So I'm a little fascinated at this. Because I know you as a poet, a musician. But then I just knew you as a dope MC, an incredible rapper. And then the world now knows you. If you're getting stopped in the airport, it's probably because teaching, yeah. So the podcast. That's wild to me that you could be that gifted at teaching and communicating that the world stops, but yet there's this whole other side of you that's music.
Yeah.
And art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say prostituting, that's a bad word, but are you leveraging the art to just communicate something else, or is it like a mixture of joy and
No.
I think early in my career, I was just rapping so people would hear the gospel.
Yeah.
I don't think I was putting that much emphasis on the art as much. It was the gospel. And I'm just curious for you now, like, do you feel like, how do you music in that way?
I am an artist. Okay. You know, I think even when you listen to my sermons, it's art. You know, the tone is art. The sentence structure is art. That's why I'm manuscripted to a certain degree, because it's not just content, but it's also communicating the content creatively. Because that's Revelation 2. Like, the Lord did not make an ugly world, we did. And so, like, beauty, I think art is all about curating beauty. Beauty matters to me. So I think musically, it's like, I don't know, I just want to create beautiful things. Like, whatever that is. Like, even if I come to my house, I style my house a certain kind of way because I want it to be beautiful. Like, and that beauty has an aim where it's not just aesthetics sake, but aesthetics also serve something, right? So the sound does serve the content and vice versa. In my home, the way I position the chairs in my room, the type of cushion I have, all of it facilitates room for hospitality. Where if somebody is comfortable in their body, they might feel more safe to be ministered to. Right, so it all has a purpose. So I think when you have sat in somebody's house, you're so uncomfortable that you
They don't need it.
so I think music, our homes, our like all of that matters. So it's never just beauty or just content. It all is a thing.
No, that makes sense.
I don't know if that makes
I like
sense.
it. No, it might be the song I believe when play praising the lyre and the harp, praising the skillful.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Skillful.
Yeah. It matters here. Like, you should want to grow.
That's good. So you're coming back to music after this vulnerable season. If anybody know about the vulnerable season, I just want to talk about that. Like, you took a hiatus from social media. When you took a hiatus, you took a real hiatus. Some people are like, I'm on social media, and like 6 weeks, 6 days, 4 days, and then back. But you came off from social media, and you know, a lot of it stemmed from the constant onslaught of negativity, criticism, slander, attack. I guess like what that do to your internal world and how you process it, and then your work got you in that time away.
Yeah, it was levels to the social media break. I think the first level was I always take a break. Just to pay attention to my kids, recalibrate, read some books, you know what I'm saying? Not because it ain't even just what I receive, it's what I'm consuming, you know, just swiping away, you know, and I've always reflected on, one time I was in a panel and somebody was like, he believes that our social media is taking away from our ability to meditate. And not meditate like, you know, a Buddhist or something, but meditate as in practice and rehearse the truth that you receive. When we're on our phones, we don't create space for us to just think on God for significant amounts of time. So stepping away was that. Then it was, you know, y'all are making me mad. And I'm starting to feel frustrated, discouraged, and I don't want to be in a place where that starts to show up in how I do ministry and life with people. And so it would be best for me to withdraw so I can love on my children, love on my husband, love on my soul, and protect myself from showing up in a way that would be actually like not good. Because I think it's hard when the Lord positions you as a leader who has to do leadership like he does. And what I mean is, you got in Peter where it says when Jesus was reviled, he did not revile in return, for he entrusted himself to the one who judges justly. Like a sheep led to the slaughter, he did not open his mouth.
Yes.
And so there's been so many times the Lord's like, don't say anything. And so I have to sit there and allow for all of this content to be created where people are saying things about me that aren't true and I can't defend myself. That is hard, you know what I'm saying? So it's just best to step away so I can have the stamina to obey him in the way that he's commanded me to on socials, in particular.
I'm similar in a lot of ways. I have a pretty long view, and I'm not really extremely controversial until I'm
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to catch me on my next live in about 15 minutes. Ciao.
Like, you're right, it's like,
Yeah.